Hello and welcome back to the No Excuses podcast. Today is Sunday the 24th of December and it's Christmas Eve. Hence I have a sparkly headband, which you probably won't see again, and because the angle I'm at, and some sparkly earrings, well, crystals that shine. And that's my attempt at being festive. Today is episode 71 and I'm going to try and not make it not too long, but not to gabble, which I have a tendency to do. It's taken me ages to get set up. As usual, I'm surrounded by all sorts of paraphernalia and I've had to sort of find, Tom got me a longer cables because both the batteries I was going to use in the camera were dead, virtually. One was completely gone, even though it's a brand new one. Anyway, it doesn't matter because I have got a very nice, a very pretty, I'm hoping that you'll be able to see more of what I'm holding up this time, a very pretty mug, not at all festive. This is from White Stuff that Mum bought me last year. I think it was in their sale. It's not why she bought it me, I just love it, I love the colours. And it's always at the back of the cupboard, so I don't get to see it very often. Tom normally makes me hot chocolate in a bigger mug, but otherwise I'm using my Denby ones on a day-to-day basis. You know, just the straight green ones I'm usually slurping out of. But I had to make room for some brandy in it because it's obviously compulsory at Christmas that you do attempt to get a little bit of alcohol down you if you can, and I'm trying. So, Merry Christmas. It's cold but strong. Well, what am I wearing? I know the neck looks awful on it, and it is. This is a worsted boxy, a pattern by Hoagie Locatelli that I knitted this year, and it's mainly out of wool that Sal, hello Sal, Welsh Sal, sent me. And what I've done is I've started off with light pinks and it goes down in sort of stripes with grey in it. It doesn't get very dark at the bottom, but I'm not doing any dances today. It's taken me so long to get here. I've got to sit tight and get on with it. Short little sleeves, which I should have really made longer, but I looked at the width of this jumper and it is a big jumper, even though I didn't knit the biggest size. All I did was soak it and then Tom put it on the line. It's not his fault, the hem was stretched and I think the weight of it on the line pulled the neck out as well. I could easily rectify this. I've been wearing it for a few days now as my house jumper. But immediately I put it on, I thought, well, this isn't going to work. Going to end up falling off my shoulders at one point. So I think I'll wear it like I normally do with my house jumpers for a couple of weeks. I'll wash it and then I'll tighten the neck up. Because I'm not knitting it again. I did a basket weave pattern on the front and I've done a rolled neck, and that's probably half the issue, isn't it? Because if I'd done rib it might have been more stable. But I like the colour, it feels beautifully soft, but it's pilling quite badly, especially on the little arms. I'm wondering whether the arms have got some singles in them actually, but because I haven't listed all the wool that's in here, because some of them were scraps, so I've caught my nail and it's threatening to come off. It's not a false nail, but that's going to irritate me. I'll play. Do you know when something goes wrong with your nails, or you've got something on your, like an ulcer in your mouth, you tend to play with it all the time, don't you? Well, I do anyway. Well, we've got off to a professional start again, haven't we? I might need more brandy. I mean coffee. Again, I'm not going to talk about the mouths. I'll talk about them in the new year, but the details of them are listed below. If you click on the more word in the description below. It will expand and it will show you everything I talk about today, hopefully, including details on the make-alongs and where you can contact me. It's a fortnight since I last spoke to you and I've got no new finishes. I've started a blanket and I will show you what I'm doing. As explained last time, I had a surprise advent from a lovely lady here on the podcast. Have met her at Wonderwall and hopefully might see her again. And she sent me a beautiful advent and it's all open now. So, and I wanted to use it, but I really wanted to do a mitre square blanket, but I thought, no, I'm going to do something different. I'd like to do something we can chuck on the bed when we need a little bit of extra warmth without it being too heavy. And I'm doing little tiny squares in crochet. And these are all colours that have come out of the advent so far. And what I'm finding is they're 10 grams and I'm getting 7 usually out of each colour. And it doesn't matter because it's going to be quite a random blanket anyway. I think I'm going to try and keep it fairly pastel-y and light-ish. There's a darker colour there. But, you know, I haven't knitted anything now since I finished the little stockings. I haven't touched knitting apart from when there's quite a bit left on one of these. When I've done 7, I'm knitting up what's left over into an I-cord. It's just shoved on either end so I don't lose the stitches. I don't know why, but I thought I'd just start an I-cord. But an I-cord can be very boring to knit, so I haven't done any for a while. And I have got that little machine to try, so we will get on with that. And I'm going to need a couple of miles, aren't I, really? A few kilometres of I-cord to make anything out of it. I could use it to edge the blanket, but we'll see. So that's a blanket, and at the moment, it's a very small blanket. It's being kept in this gorgeous Christmas bag. Very nice. That's made up of like a quilt as you go patchwork. Do you know, I can't remember where this is from. If you know, let me know. I think I had it in an advent one year. Yes. Well. So that's all I've been working on because we have got the 12 cast-ons coming up, which I'll talk about in a short time. So because I haven't got any progress to show you apart from that, we're straight on to incoming. I know I pull a face every time, but I am going to have a no. Don't laugh at me right before I've even got it out my mouth. Don't go, oh, here she goes again. I'm going to have a no by you. I haven't signed up to any clubs. I haven't seen any. I've only seen the Yarnworthy ones and the Rhapsody Dye ones, and I'm sort of tempted by the Rhapsody Pastel or Gradient, but I've got some Gradient minis upstairs in a rainbow. Well, I say upstairs, I mean in the loft. And I've got the wall to do the border with as well and the joining. So I need to remember I've got that. I don't need any more. I've already got a blanket on the hook on the go. So I am not going to be tempted by any yarn clubs. Because let's be frank here, I've not used any of the yarn clubs that I've had from Emma of Yarnworthy this year. And they're yak, merino and silk. But I've got plans for them. And that will... I'll show you, I'll talk to you about what I'm going to do with those, or some of them, in the next couple of weeks. So, bearing in mind that I'm trying to get a list together of what I want to cast on, and I've been trying to use this gorgeous Florence colourway from Biff Sugar Yarns, and I've had this a couple of years now, and Alison did it a custom dye for me because I wanted... I think I've got 500-600 grams, and as you know I tried to start the sparkle cardigan on it, but I didn't get on well with it at all. I actually started the cardigan itself and undid it because the back was quite wide, but I got down to the armholes and they weren't deep enough for me. And I didn't really want to start messing with the front and the back. I could have done it. Yes, I know I could have done it. But they can't be, you know, bothered. Is me, you know. So I've decided that I'm going to make a Zweig with this instead, and this will be the main colour of the body. And I've had a look in my stash and I don't have anything that would do for the lovely stitch textured yoke part that you get on the front of the Zweig. Well, that would hide it, just like the other things I've tried to knit with this, because it's not a strong colour, but it's enough colour in there to hide sort of a light patterning. Now, I didn't realise until I was looking the other day, and Penny mentioned it to me as well when we were having a chat this week, that the Zweig has got a patterned body as well. It's got like a little cross-looking pattern on it, and I didn't know that. Whether I'll do that with this or not, I may not. I've not decided. I'll make my decision as and when we get there. So I went hunting for some BFL high twist, which is what this is, and on Etsy I found this, which is called Light Stone, and it's from Quack yarns on Etsy. Hopefully you can see that. It's out of her City Walls range. Well, the one I really like had rusts and greys in it, and I almost asked her for a jumper quantity in that, and I said to myself, no, Anne, I have to start how you mean to go on. So I've had 2 skeins of this off her, and it looks like it's going to go perfectly. So that'll be the yoke, and you'll be able to see the stitch definition in there, even though it's got very, very light tonal bits to it. It's not speckled as far as I can see. So I think that'll be quite a nice Zweig. Also associated with my 12 cast-ons, and because I don't want to be starting to buy wool going into next year, I had a look at the pattern for the Ashmore by Rachel Ilsley, Unwind Knitwear. Again, a pattern I already own, and I want to try and use patterns I already own instead of buying new ones. And I'm looking to use the Bare Yak merino silk that I had in the first 3 of the 6 yarn club that I had off Emma. It was a bi-monthly, so after I'd had the first 3 not episodes, you know, packages, that'll do. I said to her, can I just have 2 of the same of the dyed up yarn? So I've ordered, and I'm hoping it's going to go okay. I don't know, this is from Chester Wool on Wool Warehouse, and this is their Bare merino sack yak and silk, and I'm sure it's going to be the same colour, and if it isn't, I'm going to alternate, and there might be very faint stripes there, so I'm pleased with that. You get 366 metres per 100 grams, and it's exactly the same makeup as the one that Emma provided me with, so that should work. And then to get it up to the £30 that you now have to spend at Wool Warehouse to get free postage, and as I said, I'm a sucker for that, and I think it's designed to be like that. I bought another ball of felted tweed, but this is the colour version in chartreuse. My grandma loved chartreuse. It's a herbal drink. I don't know if you've tried it, French, and it's very strange, but I quite like it in a weird sort of way. But I don't know if it's going to show up, but its tone, it's got a slightly muckier green on the inside and a brighter green on the outside. So yeah, and I'm thinking of using that in colour work where you want the sort of faded effect. And really, I did consider doing the Ashmore in felted tweed, but I've got a red, and I don't want to use a green in it because it look a bit too Christmassy then in my mind. So I'm going to use the yak for the Ashmore with the advents that I had from Needle and Thread last year, because they are yak and merino. Think silk as well, but it doesn't matter to me if it's nylon instead of silk. I'll still use them, the gemstone ones, because there are a lot of similar colours in there, so I can use them for the fade effect on the pattern. Put a picture of the pattern up while I'm talking about it. So those are my incomings, and I have some more panic buys coming soon. Back in January, I signed up to a Kickstarter for this year's Black and Blue run from Midwinter Yarns. I have Swampy, not to be confused with Swamp Monster, which still needs knitting up again. So I signed up to that, and it cost me £100. And because they've moved to Shetland, as you may well know, Estelle and Mark, they it interrupted the flow of getting everything out to people. But I wasn't bothered. She kept in touch, and I received my package about a month ago. And what I did, I chose 2 colours. My aim was to make a cardigan, plain cardigan, with a trim in a contrast colour. So the main colour I've ordered, and I got, for my £100, I got 6 skeins, and you could have any combination of colours that you wanted for that amount of money. A little, I've lost it already, look, pin, Midwinter Yarns pin. Stop that ball from going on the floor with my elbow. I don't know if you can see that. I should take it out of the wrapper really. And free postage. You know, you don't have to pay any more for the postage. So it wasn't a bad deal when you consider the quality of the wool. So that's their Welsh Dragon on there, because it's Welsh wool, and it's black and blue, 100% Welsh wool, blue faced Leicester, and then black blue faced Leicester, and you get 366 metres per 100 grams, so it's 4 ply. And this one is called Faded Sea, and that is a solid colour as far as I can tell, and it's gorgeous. Now it did look paler on the photographs, but they're only small photographs anyway, of when you've got to choose your colours, and it's really very, very close to the limit of what I could wear, I think, because it's almost too cool for me, but I think I'll get away with it. And then the other colour that I was going to have, excuse me, on along the button band or the pocket linings is this one called Eternal Dark, and this is a bit more tonal. It's got not speckles, but it's got a slight variegation in it, and it's a beautiful sunshine yellow, and again it's on the limit of what I think suits my complexion. I've got powder on today and lipstick, so that will not necessarily make it look so good, but I'm happy with the colours. You know, I'm not disappointed. They're just a bit brighter than I remember the photographs to be, and what I'd got in my mind. And I'm going to make the Rusty Tuku that I showed you, that pattern by Suzanne Summers, with the triangles on the shoulder, the collar work shoulders, out of those 2. And that's going to be another of my 12 cast-ons. So I've told you 3 so far, and they're all jumpers. I need to make some cardigans, but I have plans. And then finally, I have got some panic buys coming in the new year. That I just sat there the other night. Tom was asleep, and I thought, oh, I'll just go and have a look at Black Elephant, which is Barbara Bondi Crafter's fault. She was showing everybody some lovely wool that she got from Black Elephant, weren't you, Barbara? And I thought I should go and have a look at their website, because I haven't looked at them for a long time. I'm sure they used to be on Etsy at one point. A lot of the dyers started out on Etsy, didn't they? And I decided to make one last purchase, as you do, and that should be it. Draw a line under it until I go to Wonderwall, and that's only the end of April, so I haven't got long to wait, have I? I do dream about going to yarn shows, getting there too late, or there's nothing I want to buy. It's a real problem. Anyway, upcoming plans immediately in the next couple of weeks. Well, from now until the end of January, but the next couple of weeks in particular. What I'm aiming to do, and barring, something unforeseen happening, this is my intention. I'm recording today, Christmas Eve, and then I'm hoping to record possibly, probably Thursday of this week, and I'm going to be opening my 2 indie dyed advents. I've got a superwash, a non-superwash from the Camel's Yarns. Saw the mood board, decided that was going to be, something I fancied. And then I've got the needle and thread one, which is basically minis of her. I'd say it was like not a rainbow, but a muted rainbow, and she goes across the whole range of colours, but it's Libby's take on it. It's quite muted, and I don't want to say the word dull because that's not right, because the colours are gorgeous. But anyway, I'm going to open 2 a day, which is what I've done for the last 3 or 4 years, for the 12 days of Christmas, starting on Boxing Day. So by the time you see me on Thursday, I would have opened Tuesdays, Wednesdays and Thursday. Can't do it Wednesday because I'm going out. I'm meeting someone. And although, it does take a lot longer to podcast than people realise, because you have to edit and then upload, render. Well, I do anyway, using the software I've got, render and upload onto YouTube, and all those different stages can take quite a while, especially if if you talk too much, Anne. So I'm going to open 2 a day. I'm going to record a little segment. I might try and record from overhead. Tom thinks he can put my phone, maybe my GoPro or my phone, inside the ring light, so I can sit here and go, I won't make that noise, but oh, look at this, isn't it nice? And open them for you. And also I'm going to be talking about the 12 cast-ons in a bit more detail. Once we're over the 12 days, I'll sort of incorporate the 2, because I want to be casting on excuse me, I don't want to leave it to the end of January. Tom will be up in the loft occasionally, and he's got to put the decorations away anyway. So I want to take advantage and get everything together, make a list of what bags he's got to get down, deal with them, and I need to make myself some project bags, because I think mine are all stuffed full of different things, mainly used for storage at the moment. But we'll get there. I have been making a concerted effort to try and tidy up and to get rid of things. But today is Christmas Eve, so I need to cast something on. And what I'm going to cast on is the Winter Crown hat. And her name is... I've just written it down. Oh, sausages on toast. That's not the right paper I've written it on. I'm not going to edit this very much. Right, The Winter Crown by Emilie Bjorna. Now, Emily used to do a podcast, but she no longer podcasts. I used to quite enjoy it. Doing a big life change, and she stopped recording, and she was working full time and things. And it happens, doesn't it? Life happens, as they say. So, as part of the gorgeous advent that you know who sent me, well, you don't know who, but I know who. Today's walls, and well, there was a 50 gram earlier in the month, and I thought, oh, that's nice. It was like a bottle green. Didn't say where it was from. And then today, I had this, and this is Stranded. If I can find it, from Stranded, and it's a set. It's 2 lots of one's an original one-off, and the other one's called Favourite Ice Cream, which I presume is this one. It might be mint choc chip or something. And they are 100% superwash merino in DK, and that's perfect for the hat. I've checked them. It should be enough for the hat. Looking at how many 100 meters per 50 grams, so I should be able to get the hat out of it quite easily. I'm going to use that for the brim and the main colour, and then that for the star. Well, you'll see the red and white pattern that she's knitted, the pattern photo on the screen. Okay, so that's going to be my cast on in a short while. I've told Tom he's not having it. Right, he took in Musselburgh. This one's for me. But now you see, we don't have Bert, and we're not walking outside. I mean, Bertie hadn't been walked for probably nearly a year, really. Then I don't wear hats as much as I should. I don't really want to wear one in the house, but sometimes it gets cold enough. So yes, so there we go. Thank you very much. And then I've got a package for tomorrow as well. You're so generous. Now, I'm very pleased and happy. You are lovely, lovely people. So yeah, so that's my plan for, I'll probably do like 10 or 15 minutes max every few days to show you what I've had and to show you any new cast-ons I've done towards 12 cast-ons. One of the cast-ons is going to be my Gilbert shirt. I know it's not knitting, it's sewing instead of knitting or crochet, but apart from actually cutting out the pattern pieces, roughly, with a pair of scissors months ago, Mom cut it out for me over a month ago, and it's just here in the wardrobe, and I want to get on with it, because I want to be able to wear it, especially in the spring. I now need to make something that I can wear with it, actually. I've got a tiny little bit of the fabric here that Mum took out with her for, I think she gave it to my sister-in-law to get some cotton with, and she said the other night she was looking out the window and the clouds were the same colour. I don't know, honestly I don't know how that's going to look. So you've got yellow splodges, white splodges here, and peachy coloured splodges, and navy, and it's on pale blue, and that might have looked quite nice, wouldn't it? But it's not going to be a cardigan unless I change my mind. Might be worth thinking about that, actually, because those yellows go very well. Oh, I hate having to make decisions. No, I love it, but I like to get to the end, you know, stop umming and ahhing all the time. How long have we gone? We've gone half an hour. Are you fed up with me yet? Let's get back to activity. Since I last spoke to you, I went to Miller and Carter in Worcester. Me, Elaine and Liz have been to the Harvester near Warheath, near Dudley, for the last 2 years, 2 Christmases, and we've had a nice meal. I've not been able to drink, because of driving. I've had 2 cocktails, and you know, when you look at the alcohol content of most cocktails, very low, and we've been there about 3 or 4 hours each time, so I'm quite happy that I'm still well below the legal limit. Now, this year, Elaine suggested, she said, well, we're coming into Worcester to do some Christmas shopping anyway. Why don't we meet up with our husbands? And then, you know, have a meal at at the Miller and Carter. I've only been there once, and it was a nice meal. I think I had a big discount though. So I looked at their menu, and it is very steak orientated, and it is expensive, I think. They were wanting £23.50 for a lamb rump with potatoes and, I don't know, veg, I presume. They did this weird thing where they give you a big wedge of iceberg lettuce, which is, yeah, it's crunchy, but it's tasteless, isn't it? I don't mind it occasionally. It's not what we don't buy iceberg for that reason, because it doesn't taste of anything. And then you have the topping of your choice, like various sauces and things, dressings. And you get steak, and you get a thing called onion loaf, which basically is like a deconstructive non-spicy bhaji. And you get chips, and you pay an extra if you want chunky chips, £1, and that just seems stupid to me. Anyway, everybody but me, because Tom didn't go. He looked at the menu and decided that he couldn't guarantee he was going to like anything, although he loves a steak, but he decided that he didn't want to risk it. Sometimes I do get me bum in my hand about the price of things, and then other times I'll spend what I like on what. And I suppose we're all like that a bit, aren't we? There's things that we're prepared to buy, but the trouble with going out for a meal is you don't know the standard you're going to get if you've not been there before. Anyway, they all had steaks, and they all thoroughly enjoyed their steaks. I had a nice cocktail, but it wasn't as nice as the apricot sour that I'd had, apricot and amaretto sour I'd had in All Bar One before. So I had the spinach and camembert Wellington, and I'll put a photo of it if I deleted it off my phone. Basically, it looked like a pie, flat top pie, but inside it was very tasty. Spinach, obviously, that just gets mushy and wilted, and it had something like akin to silver skin onions in size. The ones you'd get in beef bourguignon, something like that. And it was really tasty, and I enjoyed it. It was served on mash that wasn't too wet, and green vegetables, pea shoots, mange tout, peas. I'm quite a good vegetable eater, but I'm not keen on mange tout, and I'm not keen on garden peas. But I ate most of it. Dave kept giving me, Lizzie's husband, kept giving me chips. Don't give me any more chips. Didn't have a pudding. I had a brandy, and that, was nice. Tom dropped me off, and then he picked me up, because I didn't know whether I'd want to come home earlier, although I did want to try to get it so he dropped me off early, so I could go and look round and buy a couple of things. I had a voucher from Marks and Spencer's for a tub of their bites, that they do. And it was part of their advent that runs from the 1st to the 12th, and I kept forgetting to click on it. But I thought, I'm damned if I'm going to be in town and miss out on a tub of lovely bites, especially the heavenly bites. They're lovely, really, really nice, for free, because they're worth £3.50. I mean, you like a bargain when you're retired. So I went into Marks and Spencer's, absolutely heaving, and he dropped me off. We were meeting at 12:30. And I said to Liz that I'd meet her at 12:20 because her and Dave were separate in town. They'd had to do different things. So I was under the clock a little bit. I was later into town than I'd wanted to be. I picked up these snowy bites, which are a bit like these heavenly ones, which are like brownies covered in chocolate. Oh, so luscious. And these snowy bites had a bit of, you shook the tub apparently, ice and sugar inside. And I looked at the queue and I thought, I'm not going to get through this queue, and I've only got one thing, and there's loads of these on the shelf. I'll come back later. So we parted company, and I met Tom at about 4 o'clock in the end, so it was later than I thought I was going to be again. And we walked into town. It was spitting with rain, and Tom really hasn't been shopping with me, hasn't been into Worcester with me since we had Bertie about 8 years ago. And we only went into M&S, into the food, and we had a little look round. And they didn't have any snowy bites left. But we got some heavenly bites and we got a few other things. And then I wanted one more gift for the tenor girls. And I bought a packet of, Tom found them, a packet of shortbread Christmas trees to put in the tenor bags. And he found these, sorry I keep saying orange slices dipped in chocolate. Now we had something similar the other year. I bought him Christmas and it was gorgeous, really, really nice. But it was £6 and you only get about 6 slices. So it's Christmas, let's buy them, you say. We get to the counter and she said, excuse me, that's a brandy. She said, I'm sorry, these on recall. I said, well, I've just taken them off the shelf. And she didn't say bothered that she didn't and didn't say why they're on recall. I suspect it's something to do with allergens, maybe. But she said, because of this date on here, I can't sell them to you. So we said, she said, you can go and have a look. She didn't offer, you can go and have a look if you want to see if there's any other dates. And no, I can't be bothered. I don't know if I said that, probably. So we didn't buy those. So yeah, I wanted the bargain of the tubs at £3.50 and then I was prepared to spend £6 on orange slices. It's a mad world, isn't it? And that was really nice, going out with Tom, going shopping, had a nice meal, and but Elaine and me and Liz both said that we felt the dynamic was different with the husbands there, because my husband wasn't there. Ian, Elaine's husband, was there and he's fine, you know. I know Ian and Dave. I was at school with Dave. I was in a class with him, unfortunately, for a while. And yeah, but it was different. I mean, as tenor girls, we don't do anything with our husbands. Never have done. So it's just strange. It's not strange. It's just how we are. So that went out, and then following day, Tom went up to Stockport, brought back some mince pies and a whole Christmas cake, even though he'd asked his mum for a smaller one. Oh, I can't do a smaller one. So he's ploughing his way through that. He enjoys it. And then we helped my mum with a new fridge freezer. Tom went and took the old one, put it in the, they've got like a through lounge, put it near the dining table, just for a couple of days, and then John Lewis came and delivered the new one, and then Tom came, took the old one away and took it to the dump for her. So that was good. And then I had my hair cut, and on the day of the haircut we had a roast lamb dinner with sprouts and, you know, the usual stuff, everything that we're going to have tomorrow, but just lamb instead of turkey. And then my tummy went bad for no reason, so I couldn't get a tenner the following day. And it wasn't anything I'd done, and I was all organised. I was really organised for once in my life. The tenner bags were in the kitchen ready to go. I put extra money in my purse, change and things, for paying the bill at the end of the day, you know, when we're trying to split the bill, or roughly trying to split the bill. I got my clothes ready to wear, everything was there ready to go. So I said to the girls, I'm really, really sorry. So what they've decided to do, they all went for lunch anyway at the same time, because I'd booked a table, and we will meet on the 17th of January and we're going to exchange gifts. They didn't bother, even if they were, I left it quite late to tell them, because I didn't know if I was going to feel all right, but I didn't feel okay, so I didn't go. That's the trouble with having something like irritable bowel syndrome. But I don't know whether it's that or whether it's just, you know, everybody has a dicky tummy every now and again, don't they? But it was frustrating, because I do enjoy that day. And that's it, really. Yesterday Mum came over and she bought Tom's presents. She's bought me a lovely little tin fairy on it. She said it was some home bargains, but anyway, very, very pretty. It's got something edible in it, which will be nice. And she's bought me a top, one of the thermal tops from M&S. Said she'll buy me a second one, because I've got 4 now, because they're so comfortable to wear and they are warming. I'm trying the thermal socks at the moment, but they don't seem to be working, and they're so tight on your feet I can't put them on myself, so I might offer them to my friend who's got little feet, see if she's interested. And then when Mum went, I've got one of those pretty boxes you can get from Home Sense. They're all decorated and things. Had it for years. I've had it for so long it's faded, where the flap is. And I went through my printed patterns, the ones I bought, from King Cole or whatever over the years, Sirdar. I've got some going back to the 80s and I've just kept them for posterity because they wouldn't fit me now. So I went through those. I put some aside for the charity shop. I threw away ones that I'd had photocopied, maybe baby patterns. Somebody gave me a load of photocopied baby patterns a few years ago, many years ago. Threw them away. And then the patterns I've printed out, meaning to cast things on, as you do, I logged all those, because most of them are in my library anyway, because I've printed them off my library, and made a note that I've already gotten them printed and they're in this pattern box. And all that takes time. I've got to sort my handbags out, I've got to sort my costume jewellery out. But I'm gradually, do feel sort of like I'm getting through things slowly. Throwing things away, I'm putting stuff out for the charity shop. But it's a big job, really. And nothing like a new year to spur you on, though, is there? I've got through my first panettone. It was a chocolate and orange one from Asda the best, and it was lovely, really, really nice, for £6, and it was quite big. Mum bought me a Aldi one yesterday, but it's not as big, but I'm sure it's going to be very, very nice. But that's a classic one, because I do like a classic panettone. And we haven't got any other Christmas food until we open a few presents tomorrow. And I was thinking, but then I don't regret it, really, because what you buy, you've got to eat. We haven't got any mince pies. I only ever bought the one box, and we had what Tom's mum gave us. And then I've got a pork pie in the fridge, and we've got the turkey crown to take up to the family tomorrow. And that's it. So tonight we're having baguette, part cooked baguette with stuffing and turkey on. And I'm looking forward to that. So I'm going to go now. I don't think there's anything else I was going to tell you. I've probably talked faster as it's gone on because I'm getting the brandy down me. There's probably only a double in there, but it does taste nice. And since I've thought about it, I'm going to drink some more. Stone cold. I hope you have a good day tomorrow if you celebrate Christmas. I think most of you do, judging by the feedback I had when we were talking about Christmas traditions. I'm going to my mother's, and my brother, sister-in-law, and one of my nephews is there. The other one's in New Zealand, so it's already Christmas Day where he is. And yes, we'll have a good time. We won't overindulge, but we are having 3 puddings. My brother is making orange trifle. My sister-in-law makes the most fantastic pavlova, and I don't even like meringue. And my mum's bought a Yule log, again I think from Aldi or Lidl. So I'm going to take a couple of Tupperwares with me because I can't always eat it at once, and there's only 6 of us to eat 3 puddings, so why not bring a bit home with me. So yeah. Have a good day, everybody. Thanks for watching me. I know you might not end up watching me until later in the week because you're all very busy at this time of year, but I just wanted to get this out and up onto YouTube before we're all sort of lying there stuffed and wondering what we did for the last couple of days. Take care, and I will see you later in the week for the first of the 12 days of Christmas Advent opening, if that makes sense. Have a good time all. Bye bye.